Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you out to Wlhs High School, where we're talking with head coach Stacy Nobles. And Coach Nobles, you got to feel good after Friday night. You got a good look.
We did. I mean, it was a quality scrimmage against a quality opponent. Dodge was a big team, physical, and gave it a really good measuring stick to let us see where we were at. And coming out of the game, very, very pleased with a lot of things. And, and other areas that we need to work on and that we know we need to work on. So, I was really, really happy with both lines of scrimmage, the offensive line and the defensive line. Both really dominated the football game, honestly. I mean, we, you look at the yardage we had in the three quarters. We had over 300 yards rushing in three quarters. Yeah. And we had 309 yards rushing, I believe, and we passed it for 77 yards. So we had close to 400 yards in three quarters against a good opponent. So very pleased with that. The two big glaring things that we got to fix were the turnovers and the penalties. And those are self-inflicted mistakes, so we can fix those. So you feel good about that. Really pleased with the offensive line compared to where we were this time last year. We're light years ahead of where we were as far as coming off the football, really getting after it. Not very few busted assignments. So a lot of positives there. And then Darius is healthy. He's running the ball really, really well. Greg Coven was great on both sides of the ball for us. Jalen managed the game well. He did a good job for us. There were some nerves early on, and we knew there were going to be. He missed a few balls, but as far as managing the offense, he took care of the football, and we had opportunities. We had many opportunities. We moved the ball pretty much at will, and we just shot ourselves in the foot a lot of times, things that you can't do against a good opponent. So, and then defensively, they flew to the ball. Very pleased with how they swarmed. The defensive line was, played like I thought they could play, and we still can be better. And that's the thing. Nathaniel Allen, starting for us in there, taking Matthew's spot at middle linebacker, had a great game. Really comes downhill. He's going to be a great player. And then Dorian Gorham, who's a sophomore, started for us at fullback and at outside linebacker. He played really well. And then Jarrett Henry had a really good game. So was pleased with all our linebackers. Linebackers played really well. So we got a lot of positives. Austin Ramsey also played well there at the linebacker. And then our secondary, the only yardage really they had on us, they completed a few passes on us. We got to get more pressure on the quarterback at times, but they did a good job with that. But overall, very pleased with the effort and how we flew around and got after it. That was the biggest thing I wanted to see, and a lot of new faces out there getting things done.
Yeah, and Coach, you expect to have a turnover or so, and a few miscues in a scrimmage game. You don't want to see it when you go into regular season. You want to work those kinks out. That's why we have scrimmage games. But probably had a turnover or so more than you wanted to see.
Oh yeah, I mean we had in the three varsity quarters we had 3 turnovers, and they were all killers because the first one. The first one we fumbled at the 20-yard line, and that puts him in a short field. Mm-hmm. I want offenses to have to drive the football on our defense. Right. And if we don't put them in bad situations, it's tough to stop somebody when they get the ball on the 20-yard line.
It's trouble.
You want to be, worst case scenario. For that offense, is they're looking at, they're pretty much already in field goal range. Sure. So we got to make sure we don't put our defense in bad positions. We feel like if we make teams have to drive on us, our defense is going to be, good enough to be able to stop some folks and cause some problems. So, we cannot do that. And then the other one was we had 2 in the first half. The second one, we get a big play, 50-yard pass, and then the very next play we put it on the ground and turn it back over, kills all your momentum. We had a chance to score going into the half, to take the lead, and we just threw that away. So, and then you come out in the third quarter, the game's in hand, in the varsity session of it, and we're down there again, 17-7, about to score again. And we turn it over, and they return it 86 yards for a touchdown. Yeah. So that's the things, you can't do that. And then the penalties. The penalties are self-inflicted wounds, a couple of holding calls, just silly things like that. We got to move our feet,
but
make
Coach,
sure we're in position.
Truly, you tried several things that seemed like that you probably wouldn't do in a regular game. You probably just kept pounding that ball out and drove it down the field instead of, trying a few pass plays, just feeling things out because it's a scrimmage game.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do. So that changes the whole tempo.
Yeah, I mean, we were really pretty simple. I mean, we got several tricks in the bags that we didn't show, of course.
Sure.
The biggest thing is that our key players turn the ball over, and that's what we can't have.
That's right.
We got to make sure we take care of the football. We preach it all the time. Yeah. We're going to work on it. We're going to continue to strive to get better on that. And if we'll take care of the football, we feel like we can, we'll be able to do some good things offensively.
Coach, you talked about the offensive line, how you impressed with him. I was impressed with him as well. And watching the game several times, I saw offensive linemen way downfield. When a running back would get loose, get a little running room, they're downfield blocking. That's got to be encouraging.
It is. I mean, we got 4 guys on that offensive line that's got experience from last year. And they've got another year. They're another year stronger. They're another year bigger. They're a lot. Their head knowledge is better. Sure. Jacob Clark is playing the center for us. He started for us last year to tackle. He's not suited to play tackle. He's in there where he needs to be now, and he's had a really good camp for us. And he had a really good game the other night. The long pass to Darius, early on or late in the first half. Was set up by Jacob's block downfield on the screenplay. So that's very important to us. He's done a great job up there, kind of solidifying that line. And, he had big shoes to fill with Okie because Okie, Blake Brace was our 4-year starter there. One of the guys we're missing from last year. So Jacob's done a great job. And then both those guards, Marshall Akert and Ty Kite. Ty Kite's gotten a lot better. He's the one undersized guy we got out there, but he fights. He's got a great heart, and he gets after it. And then Marshall's still got a lot of room to improve, but he gets after it. He flies around. And now we got Holton Darley back. Holton was a lot of people don't know, but Holton came out of the spring last year, his junior year as a starter for us. And then he got the summer and some things happened. He didn't end up playing last year. So he's back out there with us this year. Holton's got a chance to be one of our better linemen. Once he continues, he's been out of football now, hadn't played really in 2 years. So he's getting the feel of it again and getting back out there. And then you got Joey Knight at the other tackle. Joey's a year stronger. He's bigger. He's about 285 pounds now. And Joey's immensely better than he was this time last year. So he got thrown in the fire as a sophomore, and back for his junior year now. So and then we got big Ladarius Williams there at the tight end, who's a junior. Ladarius is going to be a great player for us. He's going to get better each week. And then we got Caleb Horn, who's a senior, Peyton Baggett, who's a junior. A lot of those guys contributing there, blocking for us there, and doing some things at tight end.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about defense, but with all that weight on the line, with all that strength, you're getting good penetration, pretty good penetration. That's helping your linebackers. That's freeing them up, is it not?
Yeah, I mean the problem that our defensive line's going to give a lot of teams is they're going to need to double team some folks, and there's only so many double teams you can do without freeing up those 4 linebackers. Yeah. So the linebackers did a great job of coming downhill, filling their, staying in their lanes, staying in their gaps where they're supposed to be. And Shundrika Smith, he played really, really well for us. He's a handful. They tried to double team Trey Mason most of the night, and people are going to have to do that because he's so quick. And then you got Elvine on the other side, who's as good as any out there. So if those 3 can stay healthy, they're going to be a force to reckon with, and that ain't going to do anything but make our linebacker play better.
Right. Hey, we'll take a short break, ladies and gentlemen. Coach has some highlights from the scrimmage game, so stay tuned.
Hey, I love football seats.
Me too.
And I love this Jeep.
Is your mama gonna buy it?
Yeah.
Lucky.
My mama says when I turn 16, this baby's gonna be mine, and it's still under warranty.
What's a warranty?
I don't know, but quit asking me questions and let's go to the game.
Yeah! Let's go to the
game! We are believers. Trust is earned in the field, where a full day's work will always tell the truth. We believe in what we do and what we have done. Who are we? Number 1 in subcompact tractors, number 1 in compact excavators, and number 1 in diesel engines. We are Kubota.
Freeman's Lawn and Garden. Call us at 272-2198.
Hi, I'm Chastity Evans with Community Bank's Loan Department, and I'm here to help you with any personal loans you may need. We help people like you every day. From automobiles, debt consolidation, or real estate, I'm here to help. Call me and let me see how Community Bank can help you.
So stop in and see us at Community Bank of Dublin-Lawrence County, the bank that's service-built, where common sense banking never goes out of style.
All right, we welcome you back, West Lawrence High School Raider Coaches Show. We want to look at some highlights from the scrimmage game, Coach, so take us there.
Let's take a look at these highlights from Dodge. We had a great crowd out Friday night, especially for a scrimmage game. A lot of people excited to see what this group's going to do. Bill Leroy is going to be a huge weapon for us all year in several ways. And, he was big there, kicked that thing through the end zone. That's huge for your defense. Dodge out on offense first here. Great play by Mateo Elvine and Trey Mason. Shundrika Smith, Nathaniel Allen. Nathaniel's a junior. Going to be a really good player for us there in the middle. Great job of stringing this thing out and then running the ball. Really pleased with our corner play as well. Dre Evans, his first year starting out there at corner. He's undersized, but he's got a big heart, great athlete. He really flew around that night and did well. And then there's Greg Coven coming downhill and doing some good things. There's big Dorian Gorham with a great block at the fullback, and then Darius just doing what Darius does, running through folks. Darius hardly ever gets tackled by the first guy. Darius had 180 yards rushing in 3 quarters and another 50 yards receiving. So he was over 200 yards on the night. Another great run here, good blocking on the edge, and then Darius just breaking several tackles. That's the key for us. Last year he was getting hit in the backfield, and having to break tackles in the backfield. This year we're hoping that he can break those tackles on 3 or 4 yards past the line of scrimmage, which is going to do anything but add to his numbers. Greg Coven using his speed here, vision. Greg, another powerful, quick runner, punishes that corner out there on the edge. Greg's going to have a really big year for us on both sides of the football. We got stalled after a couple penalties. We missed a pass opportunity here. So we got a 47-yarder coming up here for Bill. Kicking over a lineman, standing up. They didn't get down like they were supposed to. But Bill hammered this thing and put it through to give us an early 3-0 lead. So Bill's, not only is he kicking and punting, he's playing for some receiver for us. Great job here by Dorian Gorham. Greg Coven coming downhill, Nathaniel. A lot of blue hats around the football, and that's exactly what we want. We want it hard to tell who makes the tackle. Just another tackle for loss, Greg Coven. Greg's as good as they get in the secondary against the run. He's an excellent run player. Does a really good job, gets downhill quick. There's Nathaniel coming downhill, feeling that thing. Thought him and Jarrett played really well there in the middle. I was really pleased to see that. Matthew left a big hole to fill there, and looks like Nathaniel's going to fill it quite well for us. Big time hit here by Shundrikas. Shundrikas is a really, really special player. He's got size and strength that God's blessed him with, and he works hard with it, and expecting great things from him. Another big swarm there, big pile.
They had a lot of blue hats around the ball every time. They had some speed.
They did. Dodge is going to be a good football team. They're going to win some football games.
Like I say, they got good size.
And there's a great job of Dorian, the young sophomore, first action there. Does a great job of stringing that thing out and then waiting for the rest of the blue hats to come. Here's a screen play late in the second half. Great block by Jacob Clark downfield there. And then Darius just making some folks missing some, break some tackles and sets us up in really great position late in the half here to try to go and take the lead, give us some momentum going into half. But unfortunately, we put the next play, we put it on the ground. And, that's something we'll work hard to fix. There's Shundrikas again in the backfield. There's Shundrikas, there's Greg. Really thought we had a turnover there for a touchdown, but the whistle was blown, so we'll get up and play the next play. But our defense really did a good job of swarming. I was really pleased with that against some very big linemen. They try a screen here. There's Trey Mason, does a great job of reading it. Austin Ramsey, nice play by him. Austin's a junior. Started a few games for us last year out at linebacker because of injuries as a sophomore, and he's doing a great job for us early on this year. Another great run here, great blocking at the point of attack, and then Darius just gets free. Another long run here. Really proud of how our guys came out and responded coming out of halftime. We challenged them at the half, and, we came out with a beautiful drive, 75-yard drive to start the second half. Really, really pleased with that. That was something we really struggled with last year. Looking back, is scoring on that first possession of each half. Great run here by Isaiah. Isaiah's got a ton of potential. We just got to work on ball security issues. He's going to be able to help us a lot. We just got to protect that football. He's gives us a three-headed monster back there in the backfield.
Yeah, if he grows up a little bit.
Yeah, he's a big physical kid. We just got to keep working the ball security stuff. And here, kind of a little busted play, but great blocking on the edge, and Darius fights his way in the end zone. This gets us on top for good, and once we got it there, the kids didn't look back, man. They were hungry. They were not satisfied with the way they played the first half, and that's what I want. Defense again got us the ball back. I think Dodge had just over 100 yards on the night in 2 quarters or 3 quarters. Another just big holes for Darius to run through. If he's breaking tackles 5 and 6 yards down the field, we're in really good shape. Dodge got some speed there. They halted him down at right at the goal line. Darius went down there, scared us a little bit, but it was just cramps. And then we come back here, nice call by Coach Alford and the staff, and a great blocking there on the shuffle pass as Greg Coven gets in the end zone for our last touchdown. And that put us up 17-7. Defense again just comes out. Showing great play here by Dre Evans. This should have been a touchdown. And we end up jumping on it. And we had plenty of time to pick it up and score. Nathaniel was fit to pick it up and score. And Dorian did the Superman over the pile and ended up knocking it out of bounds to prevent us from getting another touchdown there. But, great effort from the defense there, just swarming. And there's, again, a bunch of blue hats around the football. Here's another running back that's got a ton of potential for us, DeAndre Wright. He's also a junior. DeAndre is one of our fastest kids on the team. DeAndre just got to continue to grow and get better and learn the offense, make sure he knows what to do, but he's got the ability to help us some there at the running back. Some great runs here, great vision by Greg. Greg is probably the best true running back we have as far as vision and skills. Darius, more of a speed and a power guy. But Greg has got the complete package. Greg does a great job. Just a phenomenal cut there at the line of scrimmage. Looked like we were going to be a hit for a loss, and he ends up getting about 10 yards. And this really put the game on ice after we, turned it over, and they returned it for a touchdown. Now we're looking at a 17-14 ball game. And we were able to get that thing down here and run out the clock in the third quarter. Again, another great run, great job of blocking there on that right side by our line. And we got down and were able to, as time was expiring in the third quarter, we wanted to go ahead and work our field goal kicks again. Great snap by Jacob Clark, hold by Ramsey, and Bill hammers this one through. So that wrapped up the scoring for us, 20-14. Here's some of the kids from the younger. Want to get them some props as well. We got a lot of kids out there, as everybody knows. There's Corey Smith. Corey's a sophomore, defensive lineman. Nice tackle there. There's a DeAndre Wright, who we mentioned, that was J.D. Jones on the tackle, caused the fumble, and it was recovered out on the edge. Get the ball back to the offense. His freshman running back. No, that was DeAndre. That was DeAndre Wright there.
Coach, you got most everybody in with the JV being able to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we tried. We still had a few. We got 107 kids out there, so it's almost impossible to get everybody in. But we got as many as we could in. There's Abram Marr. Abram is a big sophomore. Abram doesn't realize how good he can be. Abram's about 240 pounds as a sophomore. He's playing some fullback. And as you can see from the film, a lot of good things went on the other night. A lot of things for us and for the Raider Nation to be proud of. A lot for us to work on, and a lot to get better with as we don't have much time. We start right off the bat this week in our regular season. So, but the kids are excited. The kids are excited. we're excited. We're looking forward to getting this thing rolling and see where we can end up.
Yeah. We'll take a short break, ladies and gentlemen, and talk about this Friday night's game, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
If you want a paint that's more than just easy to scrub, if you want a paint that actually repels dirt and grime, if you want a paint that stands up to life's wear and tear, only this can. Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. Paint like no other.
Available at Four Seasons Paint and Floor Covering.
Well, I can't believe it, but it's that time of the year again. You know, even a zombie has enough brains to save with our everyday low prices. Are you tired of tossing and turning? Are you tired of waking up like the dead? Well, come see the sleep experts here at Your Mattress Matters, because everybody deserves a good night's sleep, even a zombie. Here at Your Mattress Matters, we have king memory foam sets at only $6.99. That's right, only $6.99. You can't touch that price anywhere else. And just like our zombie friend, you can wake up looking just as good.
Hi, I'm Locke Wilford. Now's the time to buy a Chevrolet and get 0% financing for 72 months.
Come into Wlhs Chevrolet and get bonus tag savings of up to $10,000 on new Silverados. Come into Wlhs Chevrolet where we have new Silverados and Sierras starting at $29,988.
Come see us today at Wlhs Chevrolet. Proud to be the only dealer you will ever need.
All right, welcome you back, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk about Thomasville now. Went down a long trip last year, as you well remember, Coach, and just battled the whole time. And fans were really encouraged by that, you know, to go back and look at that and then look at them rolling here. Thank goodness that we don't have to make that drive. But, you know, with them coming here, Coach, they're going to want revenge. But, of course, we got a great team.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Thomasville's always their tradition is deep in football down there.
Yeah.
You know, praise the Lord, we don't have to make that trip this year, and it's them. That was a doozy for us, but that was huge. That jump started their season last year. Really got us, and they were a really good football team last year. They ended up going to playoffs, had a chance to win their region down there. I think they ended up finishing as a 3 seed, but you know, they got better as the time went on. They graduated a lot from last year. They don't have a whole lot of returning starters back, but again, they're athletic. They're young. They're young in a lot of areas. They scrimmaged Mitchell County this past Friday night. I'm not sure what the final was. It was a ugly game. Mitchell County had about 5 punts. They did their special teams live in Mitchell County. Snapped about 5 punts over their punters' heads. I'm glad I'm not in their shoes right now. But it was a little bit sloppy. But the one thing that we saw from the scrimmage is that Thomasville has got some big, pretty kids, and they run extremely well. They fly around, and it'll be a great test for us again.
Let's talk about offense. What offense do they run, Coach?
They're gonna give you a lot of one-back stuff. They're very similar to what Mary Persons does offensively. We're going to see a lot of 2 tight end. They keep a tight end on the field the majority of the night. Last year they had an athletic quarterback that really liked to run the ball a good bit. This year their quarterback's a big kid. He's a sophomore. He's a big kid. Doesn't really like to run it. He likes to throw it a little bit and hand it off. They got a really good running back, number 1. He's a returning guy from last year. He's a really good player, and we're going to have to make sure we swarm to the ball and tackle well. They're more of a zone-type scheme, completely different than what we saw Friday night. They're a little more finesse. They're going to look to zone block. They're going to try to stretch, which is what a lot of the stuff that we do. But they're going to try to zone and give that back, you know, some different opportunities, some different holes to cut into. So we're hoping that our defensive line is going to give that zone blocking scheme some fits. And we know they're going to try to come in and pass the ball on us. And they had a little success with that the other night. They wasn't real efficient in their passing, but they've got some kids that were open, you know. So I know they're looking to complete some of those. So that's the type of offense they run.
Yeah. All right. So we should look for the running back, the lone running back.
Running
Most
back
time they
number
got
one.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a player. He's a really good player. He had over 150 yards rushing the other night, so they're going to try to get the ball to him and let him use his quickness and his ability out in space.
Yeah, and they mostly line up with 2 tight ends.
They play a lot of 2 tight end stuff. They don't stay in it the whole night. They will get in a fullback. They'll get in a pro set. And a lot of the kind of similar to some of the stuff we do.
Yeah.
We're a little more downhill with our blocking schemes. They're more of a zone type team. But they will use some 2 tight end stuff. But majority of the night they're going to keep at least 1 tight end on the field. They're going to move him back and forth across the formation. They're going to do a lot of different things with the fullback to try to get you off balance. A lot of boots, a lot of counter boots, or a lot of boots off the zone. They're going to do a lot of the booting and try to get out on the edge and give the quarterback the opportunity. He got sacked quite a few times the other night, so we're hoping we can get some pressure on him. But we got to make sure we're staying at home because, like I said, they're going to do a lot of play action stuff, and we got to make sure we play our responsibilities, or we're going to have some people, wide open.
So
out
who they throw into mostly? The tight ends?
They throw to the tight end. They got a couple big receivers out on the outside. Number 85 is their primary tight end. They like to hit him. They will bump him out as a receiver. Number 10, who's their fullback / tight end. He plays some of both. They like to throw to the fullback a lot out of the backfield. They hit him several times the other night. They got a couple pretty guys out there that we got to make sure that we are aware of where they're at. We feel like, and again, it's the first game of the year. We only got 1 film on them, so I'm sure they held some stuff back just like we did.
Sure.
Some stuff that we're going to throw some stuff out there that they may not be ready for, and they're going to throw some stuff out there that we're not ready for.
Right.
So we're going to have to make some adjustments on the fly. The key for us is to play hard and swarm to the football like we want our guys to do. If we can do that, we feel like we match up well, and we'll have a chance to win the ball game.
Okay, so what do we look for when we're on offense? What is their defense?
Defensive, they're very similar defensive. They base out of a 3-4, which is what we base out of. So we've seen it a lot. They do a few different things, a few different wrinkles out of it. They'll get in what we call a 3-3 stack look. When you look at I would imagine that we're going to see a lot more of that 3-3 stack, just what my feeling is, because that gives them the opportunity to put more hats in the box.
Sure.
And I know them well. As far I know what they're thinking, they're going to think that they got to take away the running game.
Sure.
And so I would imagine they're going to try to find ways to get extra pressure in the box and an extra hat in the box. So we're going to have to continue to work on our passing game, continue to eke out and run a lot of play action stuff, get our play action game going. And if we can do that, if we can just be efficient and throw the ball a little bit, we feel like we're going to be that's going to do nothing but help our running game. So, they have a lot of new guys on the defensive side of the ball. I think they got 3 returning starters on that side. They got some good-looking outside linebackers. You got some big defensive linemen. Their nose guard's probably their best defensive lineman, big number 62. He's a big player. And they got some young kids in the secondary, but they're big and pretty, and they run well. So the key for us, again, we got to be able to establish the run, and to do that, we're going to have to be able to get our short passing game going, and we're going to try to put Jalen in some good positions to make some things happen, and just do what we do.
Yeah, it's going to still be pretty much the same story, though, Coach. We're going to have to score 3 or 4 touchdowns to win most games.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's just high school
football.
Yeah, I
mean, my philosophy is I feel like with our defense, if we can go in and score, I want to score 7 points a quarter. If we can score 28 points a game, I feel like we got a great chance of winning most ball games, and that's my goal as a coach. Of course, I'd like to score 30 or more, but
sure.
If we can realistic goals, score 28 points a game, I feel like we have a defense to be. If we can score 28, I feel like we can win most football games.
Right.
And I'm not saying our defense is going to give up that many points every week, and I don't expect them to. My goal is with our defense is a shutout. I want a goose egg every week, and that's their goal, and they're going to fly around and try to do that.
Right.
But again, you put them in bad situations like we did the other night with Dodge on a short field, and that you kind of throw that stuff out the window. So as an offensive unit, we need to take care of the football, cut down on penalties, and establish drives. If we can do that, and and put some points up on the board, we feel like we'll have a good chance.
Coach, everybody's healthy, right?
Yeah, coming out, we got your typical bumps and bruises, but as far as looking at the lineup, it'll be very similar to it was the other night. We feel like everybody, we still got a couple of hard days of practice to come up this week. Praying that we stay safe during that. But if we make it through practice, we feel like we'll be relatively healthy going into Friday night.
What do you say to the fans?
A lot of excitement around here. The Raider Nation, again, we ended the year awesome last year. We had a good crowd there Friday night. I know it'll even be bigger this week. The band will be kicking off with their huge show. So please come out, pack the stands Friday night. Man, it's going to be a great atmosphere against a good football team coming in here. And let's show these visitors from Thomasville how we do things here in the shoe out Friday night.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate
Appreciate
you. Hey, see you Friday night.